Season one, Althea's journey has been about healing from her trauma and finding her voice. And in season two, we're seeing her back in the workforce and stepping into her own. How did the preparation differ from season to season?
Wow. Well, I would say in season one, definitely Althea's story arc was a lot heavier than in season two. I think Althea has always remained the kind of the levity of the family and the scenes. So it was a contrast from, the deep stuff that she was going through. But season two, I love that, she has blossomed into she has healed and blossomed, and she has left the past behind her and really grown. And now she wants to be her own boss. And you see her coming back into the workforce and wanting to be the CEO of her own company. And how does she combine the world of her tech and her brilliant skills and also combine it with her love for, helping Nikki and her quests and helping her community and her family. So it's a really fun. I feel like it's a great contrast, and it's been a fun 2 seasons.
In this high stakes world, Althea brings a lot of levity, like you just said, and you and your character have delivered some of the best one-liners and facial expressions. Has comedy has comedy always come easy for you?
Well, I have to thank the writers for all of that because I could not deliver those lines if they didn't, write them for me. But yes, I love comedy. I think I grew up watching a lot of, Disney Channel where everything was about making people laugh, and rom-coms are my favorite genre. It's like my dream to just be on a rom-com. And so I think that naturally shaped my personality maybe growing up. And what's really cool is that the writers, I feel like, starting from the pilot, have really seen and gotten to know all of the actors and started to write stories and dialogue and everything to match people's essences to bring out themselves. And so I feel like from the beginning till now, I don't even know. I feel like Althea is me. So it's really fun. And I feel so fortunate to be able to lean into that comedic side. And uh, oh, I feel very lucky.
The relationship between the Shen families, particularly the siblings, is a favorite amongst the fans and the cast. What has that collaboration been like working with Olivia and JP as you approach the sibling dynamic? And was it just natural from day one?
I would say it's very natural. I don't even think us three have had a conversation about, okay, so what is our sibling dynamic, like what is the relationship. We kind of just fell into place. And I had already known Olivia from beforehand, so bringing JP in, he just like meshed right away. And it is kind of funny that the relationship you see on screen as far as that dynamic is kind of how it is in real life. It's so funny, like you'll see a group of us and then Olivia and JP are like very in sync, and like doing, they'll go off and play video games together like in a group setting. Like yesterday we were just there, and then they'll go play the skee ball stuff, and you really see that like in the pilot when they like go
Yeah.
off and play ping pong, and like I'm nowhere to be found. That is kind of how it works like in real life. Not that I don't want to play, I just like they have a bond that's a little more, like that relationship, and then I'm just here. Not like that, we love each other. It's just funny that it the relationship between their characters is close, just like how they are in person.
Althea is known for her incredible fashion sense, which highlights one of kind of the themes of the arc, which is about taking up space that you deserve. How helpful has it been for you having that wardrobe as you dived into her storyline and her character arc? And if you could choose one of her outfits to keep, which would it be?
Ooh, yes. So it's funny because from the pilot and the original audition sides, the character description of Althea never said anything about fashion or anything about how she dressed. It said that she was a tech savvy older sister who was planning her dream wedding. And so I remember in the audition, in the waiting room, a lot of people, like, how does one dress, if they're tech, they work in tech. So a lot of people came in, um, office clothes, which is
Mhm.
great. You know what I mean? Like, I thought so too. Like, I was like trying to pull out clothes and I was like, okay, this looks smart, right? And then I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to wear that. I'm going to put on this hot pink, skin tight jumpsuit with flared pants. And I wore like a pearl necklace and everything. I don't know why I was being so extra. And I remember coming into the waiting room and everyone was like, what is she wearing? I was like, and I started thinking, I was like, oh my God, I'm so overdressed. I don't know whatever, we're going with it. And the showrunners later told me that they loved that choice and that, it just brightened up the character. And
Yeah.
so they wanted that throughout the season. And that was now Althea. Is she's tech savvy genius, but she's always dressed up to the nines. And it's really cool that every time I go into a fitting that we get to collaborate on that. And I always ask for color and things to match her levity and her bubbly
Mhm.
personality. And I think I think it's definitely her signature. Oh, and the outfit that I would pick. Well, the episode that just aired in episode 4, season 2, she wears this hot pink moto jacket
Yeah.
with these flared pants, and I feel like that I was obsessed with that outfit, so I would keep that. And it's kind of similar to the one I auditioned in,
The with, yeah.
the hot pink with the thing, and I was like, "Hmm,
Speaking of 204, we see Althea and Dennis get in on the action. Can we expect more of that as the season unfolds? And how much fun was that for you to play as an actress?
oh, that was so fun. That was I think both Tony and I can agree that was like our funnest episode to film to this day. And it was really cool to get in on the action. Yes, we weren't fighting like the typical kung fu action in our show, but we had our stunt doubles. That was really exciting. And we're like, look at us. And then the car chasing was really fun. And to see how a car chase is actually made was
Mm.
crazy. It was like so many moving bits and pieces. We were in the back seat for majority of the day on a we were filming at an airport on a tarmac and we were just going back and forth and Livia's in the front and it's funny because we're not actually driving. We're being pulled on this rig in a car in front of us. So we just have to pretend like swerve right, swerve left, scream, ah! And I'll never forget it. It was so fun. And so I hope to do more action in you know,
Season 3.
for the future in season 3.
Yeah, we've got new faces joining the cast this season, and this sense of family comes off even stronger on and off screen. How have you and the cast been able to build on the chemistry that you've had from season 1, in addition to having all these new faces join?
I I think it's quite easy. A couple of us have known each other since before Kung Fu, which has been nice. And then right when we got to Vancouver, I think it was just very effortless. I think some of it had to do with, being all Asian. I don't know. There's just this unspoken understanding for things, but also filming during a pandemic. We were up there and we couldn't go fly back and forth to LA, and we were really all each other had coworkers and social circles. So we really bonded as a family. Because if you didn't, like you wouldn't have friends. So you kind of had to. Just kidding. Um, so building upon that, and every time new guest actors come, it just everyone fits right in. We've had some great guest actors, and there's a few that have been with us throughout the season for
Yeah.
season 2, and everyone just fits in really nicely, and it's fun to see our kung fu family grow.
The cast were recently at WonderCon, where for the first time since the series premiered, you've been able to see fans in person. What was that experience like?
That was really cool. Yeah, so we did WonderCon, and that was the first time we have been together in person for a live panel. Yes, we've done lots of Zoom ones, but
Yeah.
that's never the same, and it's hard to like talk over people and everything. So this was first time, and I think it went really well. It was really fun. We didn't have the total interaction that we normally would at WonderCon, where we get to meet and take pictures with the fans and sign autographs, but we really did feel the love from the stage. And it was funny, like after that we talked amongst ourselves, and we're like, wow, people came to our panel, like that means like people actually watch our show. What? Because it was the first time we see, the fans in person.
Yeah.
Like everything has just been virtual, so it was really nice, and it was really exciting for all of us.
I got a really serious question for you. You're a professional dancer. We've gotten to see a glimpse of the characters sharing their moves. Who is the best dancer in the cast who doesn't have a dance background?
Ooh, okay, best dancer in the cast who doesn't have a dance background. I would say JP. So ironically, he's so funny because like, okay, so I always am the one to be like, okay, guys, so we have to do this TikTok. And like it's super easy, but it's just this song and like, save it for your BTS. And JP will always be like, I don't know if it's my thing. And we like laugh because the one time we did it and he agreed, he was in the center and we were doing this dance and he was loving it. He was so into it and he nailed it. And it was just so funny. So now we always joke. I was like, okay, so we're gonna do this TikTok. I know it's not your thing, but yeah, it's funny. He's great.
Yeah, we saw the video that you shared on social media where the two of you are able to get on the Jumbotron.
Oh, no, unfortunately. And we realized it's not because our dancing skills were inadequate. Oh, so we were at the Clipper game, right? Yes, and we're trying to get the on the Jumbotron, but we realized we were in a suite, and then we're like, where are the cameras? Where are the cameras? Like, why aren't they finding us? And we looked down and the cameras are all right below us. I was like, well, that's why we're not being shown on the dance cam, because the cameras are going out. They can't point it up. And I was like, I give up.
We also learned in season one that some of Althea's guilty pleasures are reality TV, kimchi, and curry. When you have a day off, how are you indulging?
Oh my gosh. When I have a day off and indulging, it's funny because everyone knows that I love the gym and I love to work out and it's like my therapy, but it's also because I love to eat stuff. And I'm like, so if I'm indulging, I'm getting all you can eat sushi. I
Mm.
love sushi. Sushi and pizza are my two favorite things, and peanut butter, but that's not really a cuisine that I can't live without. So that's right where I'm headed if I if I'm hungry.
And you and your character have had so many standout moments throughout the series. If you had to pick your favorite from season one, which would it be and why?
Ooh, season one. I would say a moment from season one that stood out to me the most was episode 4 of season one. It was when Althea confides in Nikki and tells her of her past, that she was sexually assaulted by her boss. And I remember as Shannon, I was so nervous for this day. But Olivia and our director, America Young, were so generous with their time and their energy and their art that I really felt safe and was able to, be vulnerable and get that day done. And it was really a memorable moment for me, and I feel like a pivotal point in my acting. I feel like when, and like anything, when you reach a new level of like, wow,
Yeah.
I did that. That was a moment, because I've never had to go emotionally that deep or be that vulnerable before. So that was really rewarding, I would say, artistically.
Yeah, the writers and showrunners have thrown so much at you and your character. What is your reaction when you're getting a new script? And has anything surprised you about Althea's journey thus far?
I would say the only thing that has surprised me about Althea's journey, it was that episode in season one and that arc, because when I first auditioned for the show, it there was she was the levity, she was the comic relief, and they did not tell me until after I booked it that this was the journey that she was going to go
Mm.
on, and I was like, that's so dramatic. Like, you've never even seen me do that stuff. Are you sure you want to trust me with that story arc and everything? So that was the only time I feel like I was surprised. And the rest of it is just fun. Like, yeah. So that was the only time.
Yeah, you do both so brilliantly. I've got one final question for you. Kung Fu was recently picked up for a third season. Congratulations, by the way. Where would you like to see Althea's storyline head in the future? And is there a character that you would love to see her interact more with?
Ooh, if I could choose some stuff for her to do in season 3, I would say, not gonna lie, it'd be fun to, bust out some kung fu also and join in on the fun. She would probably wear a fabulous outfit while she did. I don't know if she'd be good or not, whatever the writers want to write for Althea, but I think Shannon would love to get in on the action and have some fun because everyone looks like, Olivia, Eddie, Yvonne, they're killing it in the action department, and they're always in stunt rehearsals. They work so hard and they make it look effortless. So I would love to join.
Yeah, is there a character you would love to see Althea interact more with in the
Oh,
future?
ooh, interact more with. You know, I think it'd be cool if her and Jalan became
Mm.
friends. Like it's just like they're so different. But me and Yvonne are very close in real life, but we never work together. That's what's so funny. We never do. And I almost forget. Like, I was like, oh my God, I've never worked with you. Let's, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
fun.